There be some gruesome monkey business for twin brothers when they discover their father's cursed toy. Now, they're on a gruesome trail of unfortunate events, which drives them bananas. As the bodies pile up, they need to swing into action and figure out how to rid themselves of this monkey business before everyone around them gets deleted in the monkey. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, The Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins, known for directing Long Legs, which I did a cheeky review of a while back. And being an actor himself, he does a cheeky cameo in this very film. We meet young twin brothers, sensitive goofy Hal and his ass-hat douchebag of a brother, Bill. They live with their overly vocal single mother, Lois, as they're constantly informed that their absentee father split town way back when. Hal is bullied by his slightly older brother, Bill, even getting some girls at school to jump on the terror train. One day, however, Bill and Hal are sifting through their father's old closet that's filled with ancient trinkets from around the world, which can only go well. They then discover the creepiest looking wind-up drumming monkey toy that's totally not cursed. So they decide to wind him up and give him a go and see what happens. And wouldn't you know it, it's not long after winding up the drumming monkey toy that someone close to the twin boys ends up being deleted in the most peculiar way possible. Coincidence? Perhaps. Maybe we should wind up this monkey toy one more time just to see what happens. And wouldn't you know it, another body hits the slab in a very bizarre way. The evidence is clear now. There's something off kilter and wrong about this cheeky monkey toy. So the boys decide to rid themselves of it. But wouldn't you know it, the toy is a stage 3 Klingon, and bizarrely shows back up every time the boys try to rid themselves of it, even after they dismantle it. Their lives are turned upside down, and no matter where they go, there is both the monkey toy and death. We then fast forward 25 years later, and the twins are all grown up and estranged from each other. Hal now has a teenage son that he only sees for 1 week in the whole year, keeping the boy at a distance to keep him safe. And these past 25 years, thankfully, the bizarre deaths have laid dormant. Hal discovers that his son is about to be legally adopted by his stepfather, and this will be their last week together, so they go on a road trip. And wouldn't you know it, the bizarre deaths start all over again, and Hal must find a way to keep his son safe. The film is a quirky dark comedy that is bizarre in its execution. The dialogue is super off-kilter and oddball. It's really funny in a very dark, twisted way, and I laughed out loud quite a few times. It also has a timeless feel about it as well, like you're not quite sure by the look of the film of what time period it's set in. Yes, I know when the twin boys are young, when they're teenagers, the movie states that it's 1999. But the film does feel and look like it's a mishmash up of different decades, leaning more towards a 70s or late 60s vibe. And I loved that look and feel about this movie. It's almost like the film is taking a leaf out of Napoleon Dynamite's book, where it's a kind of mishmash of vintage and modern, which I absolutely love. This film is absolutely over the top with its gore galore, which provokes many of the dark comedic moments. Like there's blood and guts and it does not shy away. It was great. It's super bloody and gruesome when it needs to be. I wasn't 100% sure about the ending, however, where we do get a minor twisty twist, but it was still engaging nonetheless. Theo James is really good in this. His American accent is on point, and you actually forget that he is super British. He's an actor that's always popped up in my head when discussions are raised of who should play the next James Bond, because I think he would do a really good job. But as we know, only recently Amazon has acquired the creative rights to 007 James Bond. And we all know he won't be cast or anyone of his ilk. No doubt there'll be an announcement soon that Cynthia Erivo will be cast as 007. I also really enjoyed Tatiana Maslany's performance as the mother character. She's really funny in this, quirky and off-kilter. And I would love to see her in more projects like this, because I think this is where she's best suited. No doubt as time goes on, she'll get further and further away from that god-awful Disney Plus Marvel show. Because she's a very talented actor with some great comedic chops. There was so much buzz about Osgood Perkins's previous film Longlegs when it came out. However, if I'm really honest, I actually preferred this film, purely due to its oddball, dark comedy horror. For those of you who don't know, this film is based on the short story of Skeleton Crew by Stephen King. I've never read Skeleton Crew before, so I'm going into this film stone cold. I'm sure people who are fans of the Skeleton Crew book and short story will have strong opinions about this movie, either good or bad. But for the sake of this review, I'm specifically only talking about this movie as I saw it. And if you're paying attention, there's a lot of nods to Stephen King's previous work in this movie. The biggest one, obviously, is the film is set in Maine, along with the babysitter character being named Annie Wilkes, the same character name in Misery. This film is not going to be for everyone, but I like oddball dark horror comedy. So I had a great time watching this. And that runtime of 1 hour and 38 minutes, mwah, thank you movie. Yeah guys, I really had a good time with this, so I'd say check it out if you're into dark horror comedy. But anyway guys, this is my cheeky little review of The Monkey. Right down below if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? But more importantly, what is your favourite Stephen King adaptation? And of course, if you've made it this far in the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give it an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review, but until then, stay spooky kids.